Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another Random Rants, a series where I talk about random shit, sometimes topical, and in celebration of the rumor that there might, not confirmed, might possibly be an Animorphs adaptation movie. I'm going to do another vlog about Animorphs because I need all the excuses I can to talk more and more about Animorphs. And as you can see from the title of this vlog, it's why Animorphs isn't for kids. Now, I'm not saying kids shouldn't read these, because I did at 9 years old, and I turned out sort of okay. But what I'm titled this movie vlog for is because this is stuff that will probably make it harder to adapt, because this was made for young adult audience, and so then the censors will figure, oh, think of the children. So it's because, so to repeat, I am not saying kids shouldn't read Animorphs. I'm just saying this is what's going to make it hard to adapt, because censorship and people think kids can't handle this shit. I read these books back in the day and I was like, yeah, these are dark. I'm reading them now and I'm like, fuck, how did I survive? So yeah, that's that. And I picked out 3 things to talk about. This book series is extremely violent and gory, which of course does not translate well to like a PG rating, maybe. Because if you've never read Animorphs, the Antmorph, mention that to any Phantomorph and they'll be we'll be getting flashbacks. What happens is that, long story, spoiler free as possible, explanation possible, the Animorphs decide to morph ants to steal something from someone's house. And as they're getting out, they're attacked by ants. What Cassie had failed to realize was that that ants are extremely territorial, and they needed to have acquired an ant from Chapman's yard, and not, just from any old ant that seemed to be the same color. So, ants, being territorial as they are, ripped our heroes apart, except for Tobias, who was stuck in morph and hadn't regained his ability to morph back yet. So he got to see his friends torn apart, and they demorphed in time. But the horror wasn't over then. Marcos went back home and takes a shower, and there is still just the ant head, no other part of his body, clamped onto his belly. And of the taxons, basically alien centipedes that will eat anything with a heartbeat, will even eat themselves, will even eat members of their own species. And know what happens within the first few chapters of the first book? The alien that gave the Animorphs all the basic information of the alien vision, the power to morph, which is their ability to fight, gives them their ability to fight. He gets eaten alive. No, it's not just that. Then some of his pieces fall to the ground and then are eaten by taxons. And the taxons knew what was coming, so they're just sort of like, oh my god, food. Yeah, you see why this could be a very big problem for adapting because they'll probably like just turn away and they won't show any of that. And it's like, I grew up with that shit. I can tell you as a kid, that did not stop me. Like, oh, kids are so precious. Kids can stand a lot more than you give them credit for, movie making people. And another reason it'd be hard to adapt, because of the whole think of the children thing, is that it is a realistic depiction of war. By that I mean, oh fuck, where to fucking begin? There's not that sense of bravado of other young adult fiction. Not this whole, oh, we can beat the whole world, woohoo! No, it's like they're usually just barely winning. There's times when they change, they have to do things, they cross lines. As the series goes on, Jake becomes more and more manipulative of his friends. He's the leader. And near the very end of the final battle, he makes some horrible decisions that crosses a big line, because a few books earlier he had decided, I can't doubt myself, so I never doubt myself. In his mind equals really bad shit. Oh god, it's Tobias ends up getting tortured and partially manipulated by Jake. Possibly. Definitely, probably. And it's like the oatmeal book, what we call the oatmeal book, like, haha, it's funny, but it's a way for kids to actually understand biowarfare. It's the pros and cons, the ethics of it. This isn't a fucking kid's book that's, using oatmeal as a biological weapon. Instant and only two kinds, but, it is a look. So, just getting people to realize, us kids, we can do this. We can do this. And there aren't really any happy endings. I mean, those who survive the war, have PTSD. I mean, one of the people who survives the war is Marco, and he's finally living in this mansion. He's finally got the fame he wants. He's an action star. He has a fucking butler. But there's just something really missing. And Cassie and Jake have grown apart because, Cassie's realized the guy she fell in love with is gone. And then at the cliffhanger ending, most of those who have survived go to rescue Axe. And it's a cliffhanger of whether they live or die. So it's a great young adult book series, and it needs to be reprinted again because it is awesome. But at the same time, young adult movies tend to tone things down a little bit. Like at the Hunger Games, I love Jennifer Lawrence, I love the cast, but the children were supposed to be younger, which makes it even more horrific. And there's just people sometimes think that, hey, young adults can't handle this, children can't handle this. And so I think that's really one of my main fears if a movie comes to be is they'll be doing a fuckload of toning down. So So, those of you Animorphs, please, comment down below and talk about some of the most disturbing scenes from Animorphs. And some of the reasons you fear that, well, a movie adaptation or a series of movies might be hampered in adapting this book for any number of various reasons. Please comment below and we'll start a conversation. And I have been Jashikins, owner of jashikins.blogspot.com, where you can find my Animorphs podcasts, Animorphs reread, Animorphs fan fiction. It's like a whole Animorphs fiesta over there. And I'm going to make this shorter than normal at the end. There's stuff to do on the sidebar thing, naming a dragon, voting a poll. If you have been a fan of mine for a while, hey, there's ways for you to financially donate through Fiverr and Patreon. Links are in the description if you're watching my blog. Links are also on the sidebar thingy. And the one for Fiverr is titled Writing Shop. And until next video, if this Animorphs movie adaptation is true, please don't fuck it up again. I suffered one horrible fucking TV show. Please, I don't need that again. Until next video, goodbye.